Before showing you another miniature from this book, I would like you to really watch the face of this master, a grandmaster of his own time, right? Because every one of us strive about chess improvement. We all want to become masters or grandmasters, but in reality, the life of Edgard Colle, maybe now an unknown chess player, can be summarized an entire chess life in 3 tournaments in which he had success, because in other tournaments he did badly. Let me show you the pages. This tournament, Meran 1926, is one of his big successes because there are big players like Tartakover, I think Spielman, Canal. Then we have the next page with Hastings 1928-29, in which the only big player I can see is Marshall. And then we have Scarborough 1930, in which again he has a good result, and big players are Rubinstein, Sultan Khan, Grunfeld. We see the world champion, women world champion, Menchik, that is in 10th position, and she was a good player. She was also a master level player for sure. So imagine the life of this grandmaster. At the end of the day, 30 years of chess life can be summarized only in 3 tournaments, and today probably is totally unknown. Now let me show you the miniature. This was played by Colle as white against Norman in Hastings 1926-27. Keep in mind that the author has done a great job because he tries to find some notes about the black player like Norman, totally unknown, but unfortunately he cannot find anything about that player. So this is a miniature about an unknown player. Knight f6, knight f3, e6, e3. This is the Colle system. d5, bishop d3, bishop e7, knight bd2, castle, castle. As we can see, now black plays c5, right? When white doesn't get the center with c4, black gets it. So that's kind of interesting, right? D takes c5, bishop takes c5, e4, d takes c4, knight takes c4, so he finally frees that bishop c1, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, and now black plays f5, a doubtful move. The author of the book says that it was better to take on d1, okay, because this would have given him time to bring something out. Bishop d3, queen c7, queen e2, bishop d6, b3, and now there is a blunder by black that plays e5. This is he says is a crucial mistake. It was better to play knight a6 or knight c6. Now, why is a crucial mistake? Try to pause the video and find out. You put yourself in Colle's feet or in Colle's side of the board. Okay? Bishop c4, check. King h8, knight g5. And once more, black tried to make a mistake to help white win the game. Instead of playing this move, he plays knight c6. Probably he wasn't aware of many tactics which can happen in this situation. Knight take h7. Of course, if you play king take h7, there is checkmate by queen h5, right? So king takes h7, not possible, right? So he needs to play g6 to try to keep the square h5, but it's not enough, because now white start to collect pieces. And then there is this other bishop, and as you can see, that start to become scary, right? Bishop g7, rook a d1. Notice we are at move 19, this has never moved out, a6, and queen d3. Okay. And at this point, black resign. Let's see why. No? If you move this, you lose it, right? So you cannot move it. What do you do? Let's say that you play this, no? Because you are trying to wait. Then it will play this, and here there is a kind of checkmate. So let's say that instead black play this, because he says, okay, maybe I can try to escape. Then there is queen h3, bishop h6, rook fe1, queen e7, bishop g8, check, king takes g8, queen takes h6, and the game, it seems it's over. Because the problem is start to be here, right? And remember that you can always lift a rook. This is still out of the game, and this is still not developed. So in a sense, white has a kind of 8 points advantage only about this. Okay? Then of course there is the actual attack, that is real. So it's a beautiful game by Colle. And now let's watch another game, Colle versus Burger, played in Hastings 1928-29, again a Colle system. Let me put the pieces back in place. Okay, Colle is still white, and he plays against Burger in Hastings 1928-29, and here it says, another quick win from another Christmas Congress. Victor Burger, 1904-1996, wow, the guy lived 92 years, that's amazing, was a Ukrainian émigré who had settled in London. Wow, so a Ukrainian player that probably is strong, right? Because Ukraine, Russia, they had a chess culture. So d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5, e3, the Colle system, e6, bishop d3, bishop e7, knight bd2, castle, castle, knight bd7, e4, d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, knight f6, bishop d3, and we see the usual c5 finally being played. Before, in the game before, it was played like on move 6, right? So let's see what happens here. D takes c5, bishop takes c5, bishop g5, the bishop goes back on e7, queen e2, practically Colle has created his own system also on how to attack on the king side, queen c7, rook a d1, rook d8. Let's continue to notice that we are at move 14 and these are still out of the game. Maybe none of the black player actually saw some more of these games. Knight e5, probably starting to eye this. Bishop d7 is a mistake. And here the author writes, this innocent looking move is the crucial mistake. It is better to fianchetto the bishop with b6. So instead of that, it's this and this. Okay? As we will become clearly very shortly, the flaw in the text move as it blocks the queen from defending the bishop e7 or the f-pawn. Yes, that's what I thought, to tell you the truth. That's what I thought. But probably he kept it here because he thought you get here, but I still control this. That's the reason. In my opinion, in the eye that black played that, okay? I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying that is probably the reason. Now, boom! This famous Greek gift that you can see over and over, it's surely kind of great because it's teaching us a lot. He takes, okay? Obviously, if he takes, he loses immediately the bishop, so he has lost also a pawn. What does it happen here is bishop takes f6, and now black blunders again with bishop takes f6. Obviously, you are white. Try to think a next move played by our colleague, so you can imagine, okay? You are right, he played queen h5, check, king g8, queen takes f7, and here Colle gave up and resigned. Obviously, the point here is that after, let's say, play this, there is something like this, right? And what do you do? Because how do you stop a checkmate here? I don't have any idea. Let's see. I don't know. I don't really see a way to stop a checkmate. Yeah. Because also if you play this, it goes here and it's over, no? This. Let's see. No. There is nothing black can do to stop this thing. So that was another very fast game by Colle. I will eventually present a couple of more games because I find them interesting and I hope you will enjoy them too. Okay?